welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're reacting to Nashville SC versus Tigres UANL CONCACAF Champions Cup 2026 semifinal leg 1. Yes, I know there's a rain delay right now. Yes, I know it's not starting on time. If I didn't start the stream on time, Rumble would have kicked me and I would have had to make a new one straight off the bat. So screw it, we're on here for an extra hour. It is what it is. Complain about it to your mothers and daddies. I don't care. We're here early. We'll probably be waiting for about an hour for this to actually kick off, but from what I could tell on the radar. But so I'll just be shooting the shit for an hour. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Nashville SC contra Tigres UANL en la Copa Campeones de la CONCACAF Semifinales partido ida. Pausa de las tormentas en la Nashville, Tennessee. Partido inicio en la hora That's my guess. Either way, starting 11s are as follows. Welcome to an hour-long pregame show that, frankly, I didn't expect to do, but thanks to the rain delay and severe weather, same base. I don't know about same system, but either way, the sad part is there's nothing really for me to there's no tornadoes. Severe thunderstorms, possible. Lightning, yes. None for me to really analyze the radar about, so we don't have much fun right now. But starting 11s are as follows. For Nashville in goal, Brian Schwake. The back four, Andy Nahar, Jason Palacios, Maxwell Woldesy, Reed Baker Whiting. Still got to get a handle on his name. Alex Mawil, Patrick Yazbek, Edvard Tagseth, Christian Espinoza, Hani Mukhtar, and Warren Madrigal. For Tigres in goal, Nahuel Guzman, Juan Pablo Vigon, Romulo, Jesus Angulo, and Francisco Reyes. The midfield two of Cesar Araujo, Fernando Gorejan. The attacking midfield three are Oziel Herrera, Juan Bruneta, Angel Correa, and we have Buffalo, Rodrigo Aguirre up top for Tigres. So that's what we got today. Now we got to wait for this match to start. Happy rain delay. Welcome to a Gila Tech rain delay. So, 1-1 Stars in Minnesota, 1-0 Sabres. It is a rain delay in Nashville. I'm doing well. You can see the Reds are already over Geodis Park. The back end of those severe thunderstorms, Basically, once the Reds pass, we should be able to get this game going. I'd say about within an hour. History could be made. It's the first leg. But I'd say they're going to start playing about 8:30 is my guess. It's my guess. With that being said, we're going to get this one going. Shooting today, doing work with Matheson. Dobson's getting closer. Good. I mean, they wouldn't send a guy down if he wasn't. With that being said, we're getting ready to wait for this game to start, and I'd say about an hour rain delay, my guess. And While we're waiting for this game to get going. But funnily enough, this game might still start earlier than the LAFC game tomorrow. That's crazy. I'd still guess this game would be over, or this game will get started by 8:30. That's my guess. What's the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time? Oh. WrestleMania 30. New kickoff, 8:30. Perfect. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 8:30 will be the new kickoff of this game. Nashville versus Tigres, match delayed due to weather. So, we will see. Take a short break for... 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central. Mania 40. No, WrestleMania 30. No. They're going to show World Cup stuff before they get to the... Okay. So, Kevin Kelsey finding his feet. Well, that's good. NXT is going to air all the NXT premium live events on the CW. Well, there you go. Well, with that being said, waiting for this game to get started. It'll probably start around 8:30, I would guess. I don't agree with him. No, I think Brian Orton Batista is better than Cody versus Roman. Like, yeah, Cody versus Roman, like cinema-wise, yeah, it's the best Mania main event. But the match in ring, no. Too much bullshit. Like, yeah, Cena popping out. Cool. Undertaker popping out. Cool. Everybody popping out to help Cody. And, of course, Rock and the Bloodline helping Roman. Too much bullshit, too much fuckery. It was more of a cinematic match while being live than a match. Like, the Bloodline rules didn't make it an out-and-out match. As in, the in-ring work didn't matter. It was how many big guns can Cody pull out to help him beat Roman, because Roman's going to have Rock and the Bloodline behind him, and they're going to do all this fuckery to try to keep the title with Roman. So what's Cody going to do to try to win? It was never, when they lost the night one main event, Seth and Cody, everybody knew that title match was going to be a bunch of fuckery. Like, cinematically, storyline-wise, yeah, WrestleMania 40 was the best WrestleMania main event of all time. Fair. In-ring, no, it was not. The ring work was not. I care about the match. And in-ring, as a actual match, with no fuckery, no bullshit, no nothing. Daniel went over cleanly in his story without any help, without any fuckery. Clean finish, clean game, or clean match, clean finish, won the match, amazing match itself. And it had the cinema of the Daniel Bryan Miracle on Bourbon Street. Like, they used all these run-ins with the Bloodline Rules WrestleMania 40 match as a crutch. Like, the only way Roman could get beaten was Cody had as many big guns to help him win as Roman had for him on the Bloodline side of things. I kind of wish Cody won that main event by himself, maybe with Seth's help. But Cena coming out, I love Cena, but that really was stupid a year later. Thanks, TKO. Undertaker. Okay. Austin did. I don't even think Austin came out. No, so that was a missed opportunity. Sami Zayn may have. Either way. No, I think the story was perfect with Daniel Bryan, and the match was completely clean. They used too many crutches to try to make that WrestleMania 40 main event better than it had any right being. Like, yeah, Cody won the title. Great. I was happy in the moment. I'm certainly not now. I'm not saying, well, because that's when people believe Cody was still actually a face and he wasn't a wolf in sheep's clothing. That changed really quickly. Could they keep the belt on Roman? No, probably not. But I've never had a bad taste in my mouth going back to watch Bryan versus Batista versus Orton. Never have. I'll never boo Sami Zayn. You'll never get me to boo him. I don't care if they turn him heel or not. It'll never happen. It didn't happen the first time. It didn't happen the first time they turned him heel. It ain't happening now. I will always be a Sami Zayn fan. I will always cheer him. I don't care if he's a heel or face. I will cheer him no matter what. All to get Trick Williams over. Awesome. Wonderful. I mean, Trick Williams is awesome, but do I want him to get over at the expense of Sami Zayn? Fuck no. He could get over by using anybody else. Like, Trick Williams could get over being against anybody else, but no, they have to use Sami and turn Sami to get him over. Wow. Wow. I love it. It's amazing. Wow. Could it have been freaking, I don't know, Drew? I wish it was Cody. I wish Trick went over Cody. That would have been much better. I'd be glad about that one. And it makes you wonder. Well, luckily I don't have to put him over. I mean, I respect Trick, but luckily I don't got to put him over because that's... If I was in the WWE, I probably would have to, yeah. Especially if I was on SmackDown. So, probably. But luckily I'm not. So I guess it's one of the times where I'm lucky, eh? Waiting for this game to get started. We're about 50 minutes away from kickoff. I mean, the way the radar looks, I think that's about the right call. Brock Lesnar retirement. Unannounced. Well, that was a shock, if that's what you're saying. But Brock is still retiring. If you're insinuating that he didn't change his mind. Well, not yet, at least. I'm sure there's going to be a moment where he's like, hey, if you want me in Minnesota to retire there, I'm going to freaking pay me. Especially if you're going to put Gunther over me. I don't think he's coming back. I don't think they're going to empty the Brinks truck just to get him back. So, to the point where he would be happy putting Gunther over. I don't think that's going to happen. Gunther's had enough retirements. I don't think he needs to retire Brock. And that would really freaking be shitty to Oba. So either way, waiting for this Tigres Nashville match to get started. We're under a rain delay. But I did start the stream early because I did. Sam Surge is still out injured for Nashville. To be clear about that, 8:30 should be the kickoff time for this match. 8:30 p.m. So, 10:30 will be where this game's over. Now that rain delay happening. But I think this will be the only rain delay. So, do you think SummerSlam will come to St. Louis? I don't know. Could it? Possibly. I mean, I could see Busch Stadium holding a SummerSlam. That's where it would have to be. I mean, if they've gone to Nissan Stadium, I think Busch can. They've done a show at Petco Park, and I think Busch is bigger than that. I think they could, but we'll see. We'll see. But we'll wait for this game to get started. Pretty much. I mean, looking at this game, huh. Okay. They wouldn't do a SummerSlam in the Edward Jones Dome. It wouldn't happen. I don't think so. Tragus Savage, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 0 runs, 0 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 0 walks, 74 pitches for his Blue Jays debut this season. Good. Blue Jays up 3-0 at the time. Dodger Stadium. Bonk. Let's go MLB.com. Yeah, let's keep an eye on the Jays game, especially with Blue Jays are still up 3-0, bottom 6. All right. Got to get a win over the Red Sox here. We got to stay ahead of them. Eloy Jimenez struck out. Fluharty went 0.2 innings. Not bad. Davis Schneider walked. Blue Jays got a run at the bottom of the 5th. That helped. Can Dodger Stadium or Yankee Stadium host a WWE show? Probably. It wouldn't shock me if they did. Especially one of the stadium shows. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if they did. I'd say Dodger Stadium's more likely because they have the opening for Survivor Series better than Yankee Stadium. I mean, I'm not sure they would really want to be at Yankee Stadium in November. So. Waiting for the game to get started. 8:30 kickoff, most likely. Bruins tied it. I mean, I'm not that surprised. Okay. Blue Jays are 3 innings away from winning their game. St. Louis is beating Pittsburgh. Okay. Let's go Nashville, says Nestor. I mean, I hope they win, too. That'd be awesome to watch. I think I picked them to go to the final. Well, all my predictions, yeah. When they go to Mexico, it's going to be tough. Maybe, but they won against America at Azteca, and that's supposed to be harder than El Volcan. Tigres just barely got into the Liguilla. I'm not saying Tigres right now are about as good as America, so if they could do one, they could get the other. Now, would I be a lot happier if I'm a Nashville fan and they get a goal at home or they win at home instead of draw 0-0, especially with a clean sheet? Yeah, I'd be much happier with that. That makes things easier. But we'll see what happens. Do with that what you will. What a game. PSG 5, Bayern 4. Still got Bayern winning. I mean, they're only one goal off. They're playing at home in the second leg. Yeah. But whoever wins, as I said, whoever wins the PSG Bayern tie is going to win the Champions League. I don't see Atletico or Arsenal beating either of them. So, I still got Bayern winning, though. It's not like they got beat 4-0 or even 4-2. I mean, it was 5-4. It's only one goal. Bayern has a masterclass at home, and they win the tie. And a masterclass normally is 2-3-0, so. But we'll see what happens. PSG won the Champions League at Allianz Stadium last year. Oh, it was in Munich. The final was in Munich last year, wasn't it? Damn. Yeah, but they weren't playing Bayern Munich. They were playing Inter Milan, which is totally a different thing. That was a neutral site match with a team who was garbage. Sort of like as much of a mismatch Arsenal and Atletico would be. Like, PSG were obviously the favorites. The last time Inter came into a Champions League final where they were playing a team where you were like, well, yeah, I mean, the other team's a big favorite, but we'll see what happens. They didn't get beat as badly. It was only 1-0. You could arguably say Lukaku was the reason they lost that match. Playing center back instead of striker lost them the match. But when it's a neutral game at a stadium you're used to, I mean, yeah, they won it there, but it's not like they were playing Bayern. They were playing a team who wasn't even supposed to be, who normally doesn't play there either. It's a neutral site game. I think you're taking too much off of that. I mean, yeah. Oh, they put in Jeff Hoffman. Oh, no. At the bottom of the 7th, or top of the 7th. Oh, that's awesome. Like, I know he's not the closer anymore, but, oh, Lord. 1-1 on Masataka Yoshida. Blue Jays up by 3. Struck him out. Hoffman struck him out. Good. 1 out. I'm going to guess Rogers and 0-1 on Narvaez. I'm going to guess Rogers and Varland, probably, after Hoffman. Well, Arsenal is top of the league right now. And if they beat Fulham, they'll be 6 points clear. I know Man City would have 2 games in hand, but, makes the pressure go back on Man City. I mean, have you seen Man City's going to play like 4 games in 12 days? I mean, Arsenal has a really good chance to still win this league. And I hope they do. And I hope Arsenal does win the league. Struck out Yoshida, or Narvaez as well. Struck them both out. Hoffman struck them both out, huh? Maybe he shouldn't be the closer. Maybe he did have the yips. I don't know. Maybe he did. But 30 minutes to the next, wouldn't say half, but either way. Hoffman got to 7 pitches, 6 strikes. I can't believe it. Either way. Waiting for the rain delay to get going, or the game to get going after the rain delay. 8:30 is supposed to be the kickoff with the rain delay. We'll see. Enjoy this last MLS winter season because next year it'll be a summer season. We're gonna deal with it. And Hoffman gets 3 outs with a clean, no runs against. Yep, this is the last MLS season, normal MLS season as we know it. Because next year in the spring we'll have the sprint season, and then in the fall we're gonna have our first European calendars season. So while we're on this rain delay, and I'll take a little bit of a break, maybe 7 or 8, 10, and come back down and get ready for this to get going. As we're waiting, what I'm going to do is this will be RSR 8. We will have a season finale in December. We will have our Christmas best of reels and all of that. What we will then do is when we have what would be our season premiere for a full season, whatever we do in January, we will have RSR 8.5. So CONCACAF Champions Cup, the sprint season, and the CONCACAF Gold Cup, and whatever we do in January being NFL playoffs and College Football National Championship and World Juniors and some Leafs games maybe, and Mississippi State's bowl game and such. That will all be RSR. Thank you. Thank you. All your Toronto kids, thank you. That'll be RSR 8.5. So we will not start RSR Season 9, even the simple Nashville kit. Well, yeah, it's their first home kit. Simple yellow. Nashville, you're the best. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is their inaugural, well, the replica version of their inaugural home kit. I bought it when I was in Nashville. 5 years ago? Almost. Yeah. But with that being said, so RSR 8, when our season finale hits sometime in December, that's the end of RSR 8. We'll have the best of watch a match on Christmas night. We'll have the RSR, best of RSR 8 on New Year's Eve or whatever the day is before we have our premiere. And then we'll have RSR 8.5 and watch a match, 6.5? Whatever that is. So basically, the full season, we will not have a new full season. There is a buffer season because of how they're flipping the MLS calendar from January to June/July of next year. We'll see how they run it, but I'm sure they wouldn't start the next MLS season until after the Gold Cup. So July, from January to July of next year, it'll be a 0.5 season, 0.8, 8.5, and 6.5. Then 9 and 7 in August because we got to keep it even. I mean, they never really try with the away kits. That's the problem. Yeah, they could be better, but they're an MLS. I mean, I like the one they have this year. I do, but I like it. I thought it was good, but I mean, could they do better? Yeah, but it's an away kit. And it's an MLS team. Not many MLS teams get really good away kits. Seems like there's only a couple every year, maybe 1 or 2. Like, I would consider the Earthquakes tie-dye kit to be an away kit. That's amazing. That was awesome. Portland's past couple of away kits, not just their current, but even the Rose kit, even the Forest kit, the current kit they have. Those have all been awesome. Portland does amazing on away kits and home kits for that matter. But, I mean, yeah, Toronto could do better, but I mean, I like the current one that they have. I do. Oh, God. Are we really going to do Nike? That's even worse. Nike, the sad part is Nike seems to not even care about football anymore. I think that's worse. Like, I think Nike having the MLS jersey rights and everybody getting Nike jerseys is worse. Like, you thought, like, Adidas was starting to get really good with MLS jerseys in general. Like, they've had some really good, I'd say, the past 4 or 5 years, ever since 2020, 21, I think 21, they've really started to have some really good yearly releases. More than others. Especially home kits, but even some away kits. I'd be very disappointed. Like maybe 10, 15 years ago, if Nike was MLS, I'd be like, okay, that's not so bad. Now, Nike does not care about football. I'd rather have Puma. I'd rather have Umbro. Like, that's an upgrade. Like, Adidas is actually getting better with making the kits. Nike right now is a step back. Like, if it was Umbro or Puma or Castore, they got the rights. I mean, they don't have the money to do it, but, you know, or even Under Armour. You know, I'd be like, okay, sure, that's cool. Reebok. Fuck, I'd take Reebok. Which technically is just a side brand of Adidas. But either way, you know, no, keep Adidas or go to like Umbro or something. Let's not, no. Nike is garbage. Or New Balance. Isn't Barca Nike? Yeah, but Barca is like one of the biggest clubs that they have. Like, of course they care about Barca. Like, I'm surprised Canada got good kits for the World Cup. Now, you could say, well, they're hosting the World Cup. That's why they got them. Okay. And hell, their away kit, they basically made the black jersey the away kit because the white jersey is so boring. Which I'm not mad about the black jersey being the away kit. I love that jersey. But even the red jersey is better in real life than what I saw as the leak. So USA actually got some really good kits, and they finally got some more than just a white home jersey for the first time in God knows how long. Good job. And even then, I don't really like the USA away jersey this year. The home jersey is good. Mexico's Adidas, so that doesn't matter. But England, I kind of like their kits. I kind of do. But Netherlands, for some reason, Nike loves doing the Netherlands right. Like, they always get good kits. So, not that I'm complaining. I mean, they do have some nice jerseys. I mean, Netherlands jerseys, I'd wear them. Either way. I feel like Nike only cares when they care. And they certainly wouldn't care about MLS except maybe that first year. So, I don't know. I would hate for Adidas to lose the rights if Nike's getting them. Can't wait for the MLS City Connects. Wow, that's going to be amazing. Or would it be rivalries? Or would it be some completely different? Oh, yeah, Nike. Well, hey, at least, hey, everybody's getting a third kit, aren't they? Hey, that's the one positive if Nike makes football kits. We're going to get City Connects. Everybody's going to get a third kit. Yay. Now, every year or every couple, I don't know, but either way. I mean, yeah, MLS has started to bring back the third kits, but it's only a certain amount of clubs every year. Nike would just make city jerseys because they can. Some would be bad, some would be good. If they get changed every couple of years or every year, I guess it is what it is. And would I still buy them if it's a Toronto jersey? Yes, I would. I don't care how bad they are. I mean, it is my team. Now, everybody else, MLS jerseys that I collect, will I probably collect any Nike jerseys for any other teams? Probably not, unless it's a really good jersey. I could see myself, if they do go to a Nike, I'm going to see myself just buying all these freaking Adidas jerseys off clearance for like every other team just to make a statement. Like, I mean, because MLS store does have a good amount of throwback jerseys and current jerseys on the store. So I'm sure when they put the Adidas jerseys on clearance, I'm going to just go freaking haywire. It's what, 4 years from now? Yeah, I'm sure. For whatever I don't have, / some jerseys for teams that I like. Because I could see Fanatics just being like, hey, if we're going, MLS is going to Nike, you got to get rid of all this Adidas gear. And the fact there are other jerseys from different eras on MLS store, I'm guessing that every jersey they've made in the past from like 2020 to 2030 will be on there. So spring 2030, can't wait to have the Ryan jersey haul video when they go on clearance, and I buy at least one jersey of every team from the teams I don't have / ones I already have. Especially even authentics, you know, I mean. I'd probably buy, but that's 4 years from now. I'm sure there'll be a big old clearance sale at MLS store for like all the Adidas jerseys. So we'll see what happens. But definitely see myself like buying like 4. If it is, I'm going to be buying like 4 Seattle jerseys. All the roads, like the pink and black away kit that they had in 2019 or 2019-20, I think. The Bruce Lee jersey, the Jimi Hendrix jersey, the purple one, and that's it. That's it. Those 3. Did they ever do a clearance sale? They've done it before, but not to the extent I expect if Nike goes to MLS or MLS goes to Nike. They're going to do a big blowout one, and I know, like, MLS store at times, especially for the bigger clubs, has multiple eras of jerseys still on there. Like, that's how I bought my TFC 2017 jersey back in 2020. Was they finally put back up the 2017 jerseys right around when I bought the 2020 jersey, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I'm buying both. And there you go. And it was authentic too. So didn't have the star, but it is what it is. So, and I've also, as time gone on, I've seen like Philly have their 2021 away kit on there, like 3 years after it stopped being used, or a couple of Seattle kits, or Miami having all their jerseys, or LA, you know. So, yeah, I'm not surprised. So, I mean, they've done that before, but we'll see what happens in the next. I'm not looking forward. But my point is, I'm not looking forward to Nike being the group who makes the MLS jerseys. I'm not. Why'd you go to Nashville? In 2021, because Toronto played there. And I went to see Toronto play in Nashville. back in 2021 when they were still playing at Nissan Stadium. I mean, it ain't far away, so, you know, I mean, it wasn't that. It was a midweek game, too. It was a midweek game, too. It wasn't a weekend game. It was a midweek game. But I went to see Toronto play them in Nashville, and we were there for about 4 days, from like Tuesday to Friday, I think. Or no, I think Saturday fully, and then Saturday morning we left. But it was that was a pretty fun one, all things considered. But made a little trip out of it. It wasn't just like we went there on Tuesday to be there for Wednesday, and then no, we were there till Saturday morning. We got home Saturday night, and I watched a game that night. And yeah, when Toronto played Cincy, but that was a pretty fun trip, I thought. That was when Nashville was still playing at Nissan Stadium. They didn't even have their new stadium yet. I mean, the food's good. It's a tourist attraction. There's all these country singers' bars and all that. I mean, the food I had was pretty good. At Blake Shelton's bar, Jason Aldean's bar. You know, I mean, that was pretty good. Trying to remember what else. Bought some like meal kits from Kroger. But we made those ourselves, of course. But those were pretty good. It was good. I mean, I recommend Nashville. It's a good city. But we'll take a short break before this game gets started. Doesn't sound like they've extended the rain delay yet. I'm sure they would have said it if it was. 8:30 should be the kickoff with this storms. I think it should all be passed, so I think we're about to get going in a couple of minutes. But we'll sit tight, be back, take a short break, and we'll get going. Blue Jays won out in the top of the 8th, up 3-0. Let's go. Sit tight, be back. We are back. Got a few bucks on over 0.5 goals. Should be a good one. If Nashville actually tries to score at home, normally this whole tournament, they've not scored at home, score on the road, get the clean sheet at home, score on the road, get the away goal. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know. I mean, they've only allowed one goal. Maybe they actually will score, but, you know. We'll see. Can't wait. How are we doing? How are we doing, Cellar Door? Still waiting for this rain delay to get over with. Earlier in the stream, you mentioned Under Armour, Umbro, Castore, and others. Because we were talking about MLS changing their jersey provider in 2030. And I'm like, Nike sucks. If we're going to get rid of Adidas, do it for Under Armour, Umbro, Castore, hell, Reebok. Not Nike. Nike is garbage. That's my point. Keep Adidas or go to somebody like Umbro, Under Armour, Castore, Kappa, Reebok. Not Nike. Please, God, no. God, no. Please, no. Nike has way more misses than makes. Especially now they don't really care about football anymore. They let Germany go. You know what I mean? So that's why. Waiting for this game to get going. Doesn't seem to me the rain delay is going to be extended. Let me search Nashville SC again. New Balance. I don't see anything new about another rain delay. Yeah, I think we're going to get going at 8:30. I'm sure it would have been in the front. Yeah, I think it will be 8:30. All right. Dalton Varsho singled. Jesus Sanchez replacing Eloy Jimenez. Yep, we're getting going. 8:30. Here we go. So it was an hour-long rain delay, and now we're here. Let's get back to the starting 11s. It sucks. I mean, the recent WWE releases sucks, especially with Kyrie getting released. The Wyatt Six. I mean, I think the people behind the characters are awesome people. But was the characters good? No. But, I mean, it sucks to see people get released, but especially some bigger names. Even Reebok is better than Nike. Yes. Yes, they are. Starting 11s for Nashville in goal. Brian Schwake. The back four, Andy Nahar, Jason Palacios, Maxwell Woldsey, Reed Baker-Whiting. The midfield four, Alex Maweel, Patrick Yazbek, Edvard Tagseth, Christian Espinoza, Hani Mukhtar, and Warren Madrigal up top. Sam Surge is still injured. Botafogo are with Reebok, the 2024 Copa Libertadores champions. Yeah, and their jerseys are awesome. I thought Botafogo had nice kits. So, it's not like I'm talking out of my ass. Starting 11 for Tigres. Nahuel Guzman, Francisco Reyes, Jesus Angulo, Romulo Juan Pablo Vigon, Fernando Goldehan, Cesar Araujo, Angel Correa, Juan Bruneta, Aziel Herrera, Buffalo, Rodrigo Aguirre. So, let's see how this goes. 90 minutes in the first leg of this semifinal. Of course, tomorrow we got LA FC Toluca. Both MLS teams are at home this week. The second leg are when they're on the road. Both of them are. Damn. Dallas, Fort Worth, I think. Greatest area for destructive 3 or 4 inch hail. Oh. With that being said, getting ready to go for this game. We're waiting for Matt Sundin's decision. If he says yes, it's going to be Matt Sundin, John Chayka combination in Toronto. All right. Blue Jays are 3 outs away from winning their game against the Boston Red Sox. Defensively, of course, they have to finish this bottom of the 8th. We will get this one going in play outs for Schneider, Davis Schneider. In play outs, what will it be? Double play. All right, 3 outs away for the Blue Jays. 4 goals for Rodrigo Aguirre this season in CONCACAF. Panama squad with Reebok. Their kits are classy, exactly. Like the Reebok kits are amazing. Looking at Botafogo and Panama, which are the 2 biggest teams that have them, I would assume. I mean, yeah, I think those are awesome jerseys. I do. Here we go. Nashville, Tigres, they're finally going to get going. It's raining like a mug in Nashville. Even though the thunderstorms have passed, it's still raining. Probably a rainy first half, second half, we'll see. But they're going to get going at 8:30. Here we go. Teams are walking out. Tigres wearing blue, Nashville wearing yellow. Willefroy, Montreal might do important things this year. I'm not betting on that, but I have a hunch. I mean, they look better with the interim manager, so things have gone pretty wild so far this season. I mean, I would not expect Toronto to be above Portland. Like, Toronto is, 6th, 7th in the East, and Portland's like 12th in the West. I did not expect that at this point. So, this year seems like a crazy year in MLS. It hasn't started yet. They're just getting over the rain delay in Nashville. They're about to walk out and kick off at 8:30. So, match hasn't started yet. It's about to, though. They're walking out as we speak, which means about an 8:30 kickoff. Yep. So basically, we're just an hour behind where we should have been. Game will still end before Toluca and LAFC would end tomorrow. So, I mean, it ain't that bad either way. The West is pretty tight. Also, we've played one less game. Fair, but I'm just saying. Toronto being higher than what Portland is in the opposite conference is crazy. I'd say the East is not as good as the West, though. And we're not totally shit. So, well, at least not for Eastern standards. San Jose might murder us. Do Montreal have Michael Bradley's number? It seems like Ulafroy and Montreal always annihilate Red Bulls. I think the first game that Red Bulls got annihilated by Montreal, Donadell was still coaching. But, yeah, Montreal, I guess, does have Michael Bradley's number. I'm glad it's with the Red Bulls and not Toronto. I don't think Michael is that good of a coach. I really don't. Which I'm not surprised, but, you know, Nepo babying his way to coaching. But he won the MLS Next Pro with Red Bulls, too. Yeah, Red Bulls have one of the best academies in MLS. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Oh, the Tigres players are putting their jackets on the mascots. That's so nice. That's cool. Aw. I think Nashville's about to do the same thing, actually. Okay, yeah, they have done the same thing. Oh, that's nice. No, he's not right now. Thank you. I'm glad you are too. Enjoy. But, maybe that rain delay helped. Doesn't seem like the Nashville Jackets are as repellent as the Tigres ones, though. Those Nashville Jackets are getting drenched. Let those kids keep those jackets. Come on. I put $100 on over 1.5 goals to make it super interesting. Yeah, that's not happening. Starting 11s. Over 1.5 goals. Yeah, that's not happening. In goal, Schweik, Reed, Baker, Whiting, Woldsey, Palacios, Nahar. The back four, Mawil, Tagsep, Yazbek, Espinoza. And up top, we have Warren Madrigal and Hani Mukhtar for Nashville. 2 goals in this game is not happening. I'm sure of that. A 1-0 Nashville win wouldn't shock me. If it is over 1.5, it's probably a draw, which is not good for Nashville. But Nashville's only allowed 1 goal in, 2, 4, 6 games in this tournament? So, Keylor Herrera. I'd say Miami and America have better attacks than Tigres, but, whatever. I mean, Miami's the only team to score on Nashville, which makes sense. Every game for Nashville's been a clean sheet but one. The second leg against Miami, but they still won on away goals. David Gomez, the VAR referee. So, 2 goals, that's not good news for you. No, it's not. But hey, maybe you get it. I'll be rooting for Nashville 2-0 just for you. Noel Guzman in goal. Reyes, Angulo, Romulo, and Gorehan, the back four. Wait, what? Brunetta, Araujo, Juan Pablo Vigon in the midfield. They're putting Gorehan an outside back. What the hell? Oziel, Buffalo Aguirre, Correa, Angel Correa up top. That makes no sense. No, there's no way. Gorehan is playing at right back. Oh, my God. No. They've lost their mind. No. That's crazy. Well, no, they're talking about the Caicedo who played for Pumas. That's the Caicedo that plays for Portland now. The one who used to play for Jose Luis Caicedo, I think. Yeah, the one who used to play for Pumas. Old TFC logo or new? Which do you prefer? Well, I like the full TFC logo with the lettering, like Toronto FC, not just like the TFC logo shield. I like the full logo. If you mean old logo, yeah, I guess the old logo. Arsenal and Man City are going back and forth with each other. The tension is palpable. I want Arsenal to win the league. I prefer Arsenal to win the league. I want Tottenham to go down and Arsenal to win the league. I have no beef with Arsenal. Now, Tottenham, yes, I do. But I have no beef with Arsenal. I prefer Arsenal winning the league over Man City, but I think I always would have, even before this 4 out of 5 titles. Or either way. 0-0. Here we go. 0-0. Esta noche. We begin. The rain delay is over. Schweik. Is the rain going to make it easier for Tigres to get the clean sheet or make it harder? We're going to find out. I want Chelsea to be the team to send Tottenham down. Louis Varland has got all 3 outs. The Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 3-0. Blue Jays win. Blue Jays win. Blue Jays win. What's your beef with Spurs? Nobody likes Spurs. Chelsea fans hate Spurs. That's always been a thing. I think it's more because Spurs act like they're a highfalutin Big Six team when they're not. It's Spurs act like they're a team whose their shit don't stink when their shit definitely stinks, Yeah, you won the Europa League once. Did you win the Premier League when Leicester was chasing, when you were chasing Leicester, no, Chelsea made you lose the league. How many times have you bottled top four? How many times have you bottled the FA Cup? You haven't won a trophy. You only have won one trophy since 2008. You've only won one European trophy since the 60s. And you're acting like you're a Big Six club and should have been in the Super League. Wow. You fired the guy that got you to the level that you got to, a Champions League final, and almost winning a couple of leagues, and now you're about to get relegated. No, I think they deserve this. No, I think they deserve this. Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan. Yeah. Hell, I might be live for the FA Cup final. I'm considering it. I think I'll go live for the FA Cup final. I'm considering it. Did you watch the 9 goals today? Paris against Bayern Munich. There's already YouTube videos calling this the greatest UEFA Champions League match of all time. There's the first comment saying, did you watch it, or you should have done that game. No, I did not. I saw the score line, but I did not watch the game. I know, I missed an amazing one. Wow. I know, I missed an amazing one. Wow. It's just like that Barcelona Inter game from last year. I got a lot of shit for not doing that one. Here we are. And now we got PSG versus Bayern. Not doing that one, but either way. $3.13. Ball crossed in. Header. Lol. And if I do the FA Cup final live, will I tempt fate by referencing the Martin Goldbridge Go City thing? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Oh, they're doing the Poznan. Oh. And they're huddling at midfield. Go City! Let's do it for the lads. Let's do it for Micah Richards. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Go City! 4:02. 0-0. Cross in. Header. Because when Goldbridge did that, City scored on United 13 seconds in. That's the joke. Yeah, tempting fate. I know. I don't think it'll go as bad for Chelsea as it did for United that time. But if they do the Poznan and the huddle, I might just do it. I might just tempt fate. Header. I might just go and tempt fate if I do go live for the FA Cup final. I might tempt it. I don't know. Well, they do it for finals. I'm sure the City fans will, yeah. They did it for Southampton. They'll do it for us. Blocked away. Cross in. Header! Shot! It's in! Nashville! 1-0! Nashville SC! Hani Mukhtar! With the header on the doorstep, and it's in! Nope, he's offside. Nope, offside. Offside. Nope, it's offside. It's still 0-0. Let's see if they check it. I think they should. Nope, it's offside. Ball crossed in by Reed Baker Whiting. I mean, no, he wasn't offside. What do you mean? That's bullshit. What do you mean offside? Nope, they just got screwed. No. The replay, no. Nashville just got screwed. What do you mean offside? They just got screwed. It should be 1-0. They just got screwed. They just got screwed. Alexei Moranchuk scored against Charlotte in the Open Cup. They're robbing us. Yeah, I agree. They did. Throw in for Tigres. Tigres keeper being like, yeah, I don't know either, man, but that expression is so funny. Oh, Reed Baker Whiting might have been offside. Oh. Nil. It might have been Reed Baker Whiting, actually. But Piojo Herrera's back, coaching Atlante. That's going to end well. They got Miguel Herrera to coach Atlante. Yeah, that's going to end well. Dude's been washed for God knows how long. Dude's been washed since he got caught talking on, the walkie-talkie in frickin' Orlando? After he got sent off and punched in the eye by Ante Razov? Yeah, no, he's been washed ever since then. Wow, that's like an amazing idea. It's crazy how he took their best players, Moy Munoz, Osvaldo Martinez, Hobbit Bermudez, when he joined America, that contributed to Atlante's getting relegated, they're still giving him a chance. Washed up manager. All right. Playing forward. Shot over the bar. Corner kick for Tigres. Either way, 0-0. I'd say Nashville's better so far. They're firing on all cylinders, but Tigres is starting to wake up a little bit here. Which that doesn't surprise me. Either way, corner. Header. Headed on. Playing forward, 10th minute. Out for a throw-in. Watched Sandro style play when they played Portland. At least I saw they had something there. Nepo baby decision because Michael Bradley and Bob Bradley are in the same family. Yeah, because nobody's going to hire Bob Bradley after what happened in Toronto, so they're just going to hire his freaking kid because, you know, he's retired now and he has his coaching badges. Header. Hell, personally, Michael Bradley and Bob at the same time. Bob torched Michael's standing at Toronto just by being as shit as he is. Because Michael had to have something to do with it to bring him in there. So you know what? You know what the upshot of calling the Pirate is? You'll never have to make Michael Bradley your manager. Never have to worry about that shit show, eh? Well, yeah, it's better than that. Either way, 12th minute. Lol. Sandro was good enough to be the head coach of Red Bulls. They went from Sandro to Michael Bradley. Well, I don't think Sandro, I mean, he was good at times, but they never really backed him. And when they had a chance to back him, they didn't. And then he got fired because of it. But, Michael Bradley was coaching Red Bulls too, and he won him a trophy. So, you know, when Red Bulls had the best academy in the league, now you could say when Michael Bradley is succeeding at his best moments with a team, he's playing the youth players because he knows he has no tactics to lean on. But the youth players getting thrown into the deep end of the pool, and you can see at times that they aren't really ready for the big time. But sometimes they look amazing, but it's a big bipolar amount of performances because they're young and they're barely ready. Leave the coach into the pros. Shit show central with that guy. Well, either way. 13th minute. 0-0. It's out for a back four goal kick, pretty much. Plays on. Fourteenth minute, 0-0. Nashville pressing. Gets pushed on. Nashville. Lose the ball. Tigres free kick. Nashville. Gio would have been a better hire for Red Bulls. They decided not to go that route. That's their decision to go with Bradley. Didn't Gio Savarese play for Red Bulls, though? Like, didn't he play for them? I mean, they both were I think they both were former Red Bulls players. So, I mean, if you want a former player, I mean, Gio Savarese, I got to make sure here. I feel like he did. At least he played in New York. Might have been the Cosmos. Well, he played in Long Island. Oh, he did play for the Metro Stars, 96 to 98. There we go. I was looking for Red Bull. Yeah, he played for Metro Stars. Yeah, he played for him. So, there you go. He did the Metro Stars. Then he played in Long Island for the last year of his career. I thought so, but either way, 15th minute. Played in college in Long Island. Well, that also makes sense. 15th minute. Sixteenth minute, 0-0. Cruzado versus Boca Juniors. Is there a goal in that one, you think? Boca's playing better now. I say there is. I think Boca, Cruzado is a Brazilian club, but Boca, they're playing really well right now. I'd say 1-1 draw, 2-1 win Boca. I'd say there's a goal in that one. Denver's still alive. How we doing, Mile High? Raptors play tomorrow, but we're covering the LAFC Toluca game. But maybe the last 5-10 minutes of the Raptors game will still be going on when LAFC starts. So we'll see what happens. th minute, 0-0. Put money down on over 0.5. Gulp. Corcoran coming on for tag Seth. Corcoran on for tag Seth. 17th minute. Tag Seth is injured. Playing forward. Ooh. Blocked away. Oh. Javi Baez has to be carted off the field after trying to avoid a tag at first base. Damn. Javi Baez was actually starting to get back to his old self. Folded his right ankle. Oof. Oh. Oh. Yeah, I don't like the look of that. Tigres on the ball. High ankle sprain, probably. Tigres playing forward. Probably be a stupid question, but are you covering the World Cup? Yes, I'm covering the World Cup, and we're going to make that schedule very soon. So it'll be, I'll at least cover 2 games a day. I might cover with the time zones, I might cover every game. I don't know. We'll see what I choose to do, but maybe there'll be days where I do more than 2 a day. Maybe there'll be days where I just do 2 a day. I don't think every day will be 3 or 4 games a day, but playing forward with a schedule, it won't be every game. The bulk of the games, I will say I'll cover over half of the World Cup games. Definitely over half, probably closer to 3/4. Every game, that's not happening, even if it's only 2 off. There are a couple of days where during the group stage already where I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do every game. And then, of course, with the group stages, there's 2 at the same hour. So probably closer to 75% than 50%. But the bulk of the tournament I will cover. Probably more than I did in 2022. I think I'll definitely do more of a percentage of the tournament than I did in 2022. But part of that's probably more matches. And then part of that is it's our time zone. Not like Qatar's. Because I definitely didn't do, the 3 a.m. matches. I did not do those. And thankfully, Canada didn't get any of those. But I'll do every knockout game. I do believe that for sure, that I'll do every knockout game. But probably closer to 75% of the World Cup games I'll be live for. It won't be 100%, it won't be 50%, but we'll probably hit about 60, 75%. But we'll see what that schedule looks like. So it's going to be more in 2022, I think. We're going to do a hell of a lot in the summer, though. But misses that bicycle kick, Tigres. So let's just hope amongst hope that there's a lot of clicks and subscribers that month, eh? 22 minutes. But I definitely got to make the May and June and July schedules. Probably tomorrow. What I probably expect is that tomorrow I'm probably going to make the schedule. Then, of course, month ahead for May will come out on Friday for the Dynasty Stars. So for the members on this channel and for the members on this channel, Dynasty Stars level members, and on my schedule list, it'll be ready, and I got to get a couple of months. I'll probably get May, June, and July ready. Got to do that instead of just 1 month at a time, but this year I've kind of, I don't know. Things have felt, I don't know. Either way, I became a fan of your channel during your scathing rant at Jamaica during the playoffs. Well, thank you for being here. Italy got one too, don't worry. But I know the problems with the JFF. I do. And I think we all want Jamaica to perform. And they have the players to perform, and they don't perform as well. And I think I didn't watch, but I did see a thumbnail and a title saying the JFF got mad at Ryan LFC recently. Again, it's not the first time, but I don't know much more than what I saw on that thumbnail and that title. But I'm surprised the JFF hadn't came after my ass yet. I mean, hey. Ryan LFC ain't in Jamaica either, so. He in Canada. And they went after his ass, so what? Is it because I'm not Jamaican at all? They haven't came after my ass? I'm just saying. I mean, it's kind of crazy. You think? I mean, I've been harder on the JFF than him. Let's be real. What is it? Because I'm not Jamaican at all? Is it because I'm a redneck white dude that just calls you on your shit and you can't do nothing about it? I don't know. You would think. I don't know. Maybe that's what protected me, because I've shit on him on his damn show. It's not just my own stuff. I've called out the JFF on his show, and they ain't came after me. I feel a little bit. Well, I probably should be glad, but there's also like, why not me? Why not me? Yeah, Wolff said it's been tough for us lately. Is Utah Mammoth a good nickname, or should they stay as Utah Hockey Club? They should have stayed at Utah Hockey Club. I don't really like Utah Mammoth. It's just like Washington Commanders. I don't like that either. I think Utah should have stayed the Utah Hockey Club. And I think the Washington Commanders should have stayed the Washington football team. Now, it's basically come out that Dan Snyder's wife rebranded the Commanders to the Commanders. They didn't want a new owner to change the Washington name to something that was more along the lines of what the fans wanted, because the Snyders hate the fans. And Josh Harris, for some reason, didn't change the name of the Commanders to something different because I guess he couldn't. But if you've noticed, the Commanders have just rebranded to some. The jerseys at least look more like the Skins, you know? And they added the spear back to the W, especially on the black jerseys. So they tried. But I think there were a lot of red Washington fans who wanted red hogs or red tails to at least keep the red in the name, you know? Shot over the bar. I think Washington football team's just as good as Utah Hockey Club. It's the same thing. So, you know. I mean, the person who drew the logo for Washington wants them to use it again. I think it's the Blackfoot tribe. They're fine with the logo, which is the local tribe in Washington, is fine with the logo being used. And the person who drew the logo was a Native American. Man, this world. Like, I don't know. The name, I can understand why they changed the name, but the logo, if a Native American drew the logo, wants them to use the logo, what? So what? Just leftist people who aren't Native American can say, hey, they shouldn't use that logo because we don't think it's right, even though a Native drew the logo. Now, the name, I mean, it is. But the logo itself. And by the way, I have enough Native American blood that I can say what I want to say. Choctaw, buddy. I do have Choctaw blood. I could say whatever I want. Is it like a small percentage? Yes, but I do have native blood, so I can say what I want. And it ain't racist. Checkmate. I have native blood. I can say what I want. Checkmate. Choctaw. Watch yourself. 29th minute. Is it like 2%? Yes, but I have it. My Nana talked about her family having native blood on her side of the family. No, I don't believe Ancestry.com. When my uncle went all over it. My Nana had stories about my family having native blood, so I believe my Nana. God rest her soul. Shot, saved by Schwake. God rest her soul. I believe her. And she was telling those stories before she was having dementia, so she told those stories all my life. Not just the 3 or 4 years when she started having dementia and started sliding down. No. She told those stories when I was like 10. I believe her. If she started telling the stories when she started getting dementia around her last 3 or 4 years of her life, then maybe I would not believe her. But that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. I believe my Nana. I have native blood. It might be 2%, but I do. I do. So I could say what I want. I have the right to say what I want. Checkmate. Checkmate, liberals. I have the right to say what I want. Checkmate. If you want to argue with my Nana's ashes. I mean, they're right there. On that shelf. They're right there. Argue with them. Playing forward. Playing forward. She's been gone for 6 years. Well, no, 7, 2019. So, or 2019, my bad, 7 years. But yes, I miss her. 2019, my bad. 2019, 7 years, 2019. Yeah, I miss her. But I'm sure at some point we'll go take those ashes down to Kilburn. She was awesome. Nana was awesome. She was amazing. She was amazing. And I'm glad that her and Pop got to live with my mom and dad, and basically I never had to go to preschool, but she was awesome. She was. I miss her every day. She lived a good 86 years. She lived a long life. Saved! Oh, it's in! Tigres score! Off the hand of Schweik. Angel Correa. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Angel Correa scores off the hands of Schweik. Nashville allows their second goal of the tournament. Who had the 0.5? 33 minutes. 0-1. Away goal for Tigres. Wow. Oh. That's why you go for it with two hands. One hand and it bounces off and in. A lot of power on that from Angel Correa. No way. Yeah, people are going to be mad about that offside call, aren't they? Damn. No way. Very hit and miss. It's very hit and miss. Yeah, I mean, Nashville's cooked. Probably. Well, they got to win this game for sure. Now they have, I think a 1-1 draw is not good. I mean, you're down on away goals if that happens. See, I mean, Jamaican youth players look pretty good, but I mean, I have to agree. The Jamaican dual nationals seem to play for Jamaica, so they have a chance at a World Cup, but on paper, the dual nationals are awesome. Like, they should perform, but they never do. And it seems to me like Leon Bailey, when he shows up, he shows up. But even then, when he plays, he doesn't really perform. Like, I feel like the Jamaican dual nationals play for Jamaica because they know they'll never play for England, especially. I'm surprised we got Junior Hoylett. I mean, Jamaica could have gotten Junior Hoylett, but Canada got him, which that shocked me, especially at the time. It worked out for him. He's gone to 2 World Cups, but do I think Junior would have put everything in for Jamaica? I think he would have been one of the dual nationals, and if he had chose Jamaica, he would have definitely put everything in for Jamaica. He's not like others, but for me, I mean, Damari Gray might be the one who puts in the best performances. Like, when Damari Gray gets called up for Jamaica, I've never seen him not put in a performance. I think he's always put in a performance. But Leon Bailey, he rarely plays at a level you think he can. Bobby Reed, maybe better than Leon at times. But I feel like playing forward, cleared away, and that's out for a corner. I think a lot of those guys just, they like DeAndre Blake. You said there wouldn't be 2 goals. Well, I mean, the first one was offside. There still hasn't been a second goal yet. And I said if there was, it'd probably be a 1-1 draw. So I'm not wrong yet. Well, I mean, it did go off his hand. DeAndre Blake. Oh, yeah, I never thought of him as a dual nat. Maybe he was. I don't know. But I always thought he was Jamaican through and through. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was wrong. But DeAndre Blake, when it comes to DeAndre Blake, I mean, I thought he was just Jamaican through and through. So that shows how much he cares. If he is a dual nat. But he's not. Okay, you're right, bro. I mean, DeAndre, it sucks for him because he's gone his whole career trying to take Jamaica forward and try to get him to a World Cup, and he's done everything he can. It's very rare that the goalies score the goals. So you just can prevent them, but and I feel like he's like the way he was talking after the World Cup qualifiers, both November and the playoff, is I think he feels hurt. I'm not going to lie. I think he feels hurt because I think he knows this was the best chance for Jamaica to make a World Cup in his life because of the 3 Canada, Mexico, USA hosting. It's never going to be this easy. And they had a group where it was arguably easy. And they bottled it to Curacao. Going in, I thought if they bottled it, it would have been Trinidad, not Curacao. But again, it's Jamaica didn't perform when they needed to. And that's been their problem. You think they're going to perform. You think they're going to turn the corner. And there were times around, late 24, early 25, where I'm like, okay, they're starting to figure out Steve McLaren's style and all that. And finally figuring out how to get something out of games playing his style. But they didn't. And I always, it was early. I mean, it wasn't the whole time, but I never thought Steve McLaren was going to be a great hire. But all he had to do was let those guys play to the ceiling that they have. Let them play the way they were playing, and nothing would have been a mistake. Steve McLaren said, no, we're going to play 2006 English 4-4-2 football, and you're going to like it. That did not pan out well. They hired a dinosaur. He played dinosaur tactics, and they paid for it. Can agree with you more about saying Blake deserves a World Cup. He can walk on to so many World Cup sides. It'll never be this easy again. You're so right. Easiest group ever. Shot saved by Schwake. Cleared away. Well, it looks to me like either this CONCACAF final is going to be MLS or Liga MX versus Liga MX, or LAFC is going to have to come through against Toluca to put an MLS team into the final. Well, Andre Pierre Gignac is retiring after this season is over. Whenever Tigres are out of the CONCACAF, whatever happens first, whether out of Libertador or Liga and CONCACAF, whatever happens first, Gignac is retired. He's done completely. He's got a couple more games to play. He's on the bench. What's the score? 1-0 Tigres. 0-1. 40th minute. Looking at it, honestly a little bit shocked. (4-4-2) 2006 England ball. That's what it is. The miss that Euro 2008 was special. Yep. Well, they missed the 2026 World Cup. Playing forward, cleared away by Tigres. Pasta Steve did it again. Yep. Tottenham showed genuine interest in Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford if they avoid relegation over doubts of Barcelona making his loan permanent. One, Tottenham's not going to avoid relegation. Second of all, Marcus Rashford. Oh my God, Tottenham hadn't learned their fucking lesson at all. They still don't think they're going to get relegated. They won't even learn their lesson if they do. And even if Tottenham doesn't survive, Chelsea will probably go for Marcus Rashford because they haven't learned their lesson. Oh, they're going to start going for experience now, because going for the U20s was a bad idea. Yep. Eras end. They just do, and the Jardine era is over. It just sucks for y'all that y'all were one of the best, legitimately one of the best teams in Mexico. And you could never win a Champions Cup with Jardine, and then it all fell to shit. Especially after losing, that fourth straight final? Tricampeon, they lost that fourth straight final, and then it all fell to shit, which, that was kind of a bad season, but they got to the final and then lost it. But 43rd minute. Nervously laughing with you. Ozziel pulled his hamstring right there. That doesn't look so bad. When you bow. Okay. 44th minute. How much stoppage time will we get? .44th minute. Playing forward. Can Nashville tie the game? Playing forward. Cross in. Shot blocked away. Headed away by Tigres. There was a goal in the Boca game. Called it. Okay, that's where we are. Yeah, I figured. I think Jamaica has a promising team of players that have experience playing in good leagues, but I think Jamaica's organizational mismanagement is haunting their playing squad. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And the players don't play to their ceiling, but the youth players, again, look pretty good, so maybe there's still a project to be pushed on, just not what we thought. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Speaking of, let's check how things are going in the Open Cup. I forgot about that one. Let's see. Yep, 1-0 Cruzeiro, and Boca went down a man. I bet money because of you. Thank you. No problem. I hate it for them, but the Mets are garbage. But I can't speak too badly because the Jays have had a little bit of a bad start to the season as well, but it's not as bad as the Mets. But the Jays, he had the Mets paid Bo too much money. He was not going to take a pay cut, just stay in Toronto. It is what it is. He made his choice. 2-0 Atlanta United over Charlotte, the Open Cup. 10 minutes into the San Jose game, 0-0. Oh, San Jose's playing a midweek game. Well, that's helpful. They're starting Timo Werner, Sakiris, Buda, Judd, LaRue, Daniel Muni, Okay, they're starting a lot of their starting 11 against Minnesota. 0-0, 10 minutes in. Okay, maybe Toronto has a chance this weekend. They're going to pick an Open Cup game over an MLS game? I mean, they are top of the table, yeah, true. Either way, 47th minute. Okay, I won't complain. Reality check for MLS. We're not in Liga MX' level. Boca has 0 shots on or off target. That helps. Well, let's see how long it took them to go down a man. That might explain it. Let's see. They went down a man in the 46th minute. They couldn't get a shot in 45 minutes. Went down a man and haven't got a shot. Cruzero's dominated the ball then. Artur Jorge is their coach. Okay. 47th minute. I mean, yeah, but I think a lot of the Mets have to play better. Personally, you know what I hope happens? I hope the Mets have to trade Juan Soto. Because Lindor and Soto hate each other. And it's a locker room civil war. Somebody's going to have to get traded. I hope it's Juan Soto. Why I say that is I want the Toronto Blue Jays to get him. Well, yeah. The Jays can pay him the rest of his contract. Just get him, Toronto, is all I'm saying. Whatever it takes, except for Trey Savage and Addison Barger. Whatever it takes. Except for JoJo Parker. But Arjun, Namala, sure. Ricky Tiedemann, sure. Playing forward. Ernie Clement. Well, no, we don't want it to be Ernie either. Shot over the bar. But Barger's the one who plays left. So either way. 3-1 Wild. Point is, I want the Mets to do so bad that we get Juan Soto. Juan Soto wants to go back to the Yankees. He always talks to Aaron Judge on the phone. Yeah, but the Yankees don't have as good of a farm system as the Toronto Blue Jays. If it's called a trade, the Jays have more to trade than the Yankees. And Rodgers will have the money to pay his contract if they have to pay the whole damn thing. So, no, he's not going to New York or across town. Halftime, 0-1, 0-1, medio tiempo. $20 minutes. We got 20 minutes. So 15, probably, 9:45, second half? All right. Let's see. Love to see the A-League compete with MLS Liga MX because they all don't have promotion relegation. Really, the Australian League doesn't have pro rep. Baseball movies are the king for me. Best sports movie genre along with boxing. Hot take. Baseball movies are the best. I have to agree. Boxing movies, I mean, really. I mean, Southpaw was there. But really, it's just Rocky and Creed. But, I mean, the Rocky and Creed movies, that whole series is amazing. I agree. But football, whether it's American Hand-Egg or football movies, they just don't hit the same. Hockey movies, besides Slapshot, Miracle, and Mighty Ducks, no, that's all you really have. Basketball, what? Semi-pro, Flint Tropics, that's about it. Ricky Bobby when it comes to racing, okay, no, I mean, you have the F1 movie. You have Rush, Ford vs. Ferrari. Motorsport might be up there, actually. I'm not going to lie. The Lauda, Rush, the Lauda movie. And James Hunt. Well, if you put all of motorsport together, being NASCAR, Indy, and F1, I mean, I think motorsport might be up there with boxing and baseball for best amount of sports movies. Baseball's number one for sure. You have comedy, drama, and multiple genres. romantic, summer catch, fever pitch, biographical, dramas, Moneyball. You have Major League, you have Mr. Baseball, you have Mr. 3000, you have 8 Men Out, you have 42. You have baseball movies. Field of Dreams, not my favorite, but I think Field of Dreams is a little bit overrated, but I like Kevin Costner, but he had better baseball movies. Being For the Love of the Game and Bull Durham. He had better baseball movies. I love Kevin Costner. Field of Dreams was not his best baseball movie. It was not. It was of course Bull Durham and then For the Love of the Game. But either way, yeah, I think it's baseball. I'm gonna go motorsport then boxing. I think boxing's under motorsport, considering boxing movies are really just the Rocky series and the Creed series, plus Southpaw. Yeah, I'm going to go baseball, motorsport, boxing when it comes to movies. Motorsport's great in Hollywood, good point. But they might make an F1 movie sequel, so that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Never gets old. But yeah, I think baseball movies are the best, then motorsport, then boxing. Both versions, both footballs, whether it be hand egg or football, they don't. There's some good ones, but no. Basketball, not really. Hockey. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. Well, MMA and boxing kind of go hand in hand, but Miracle on Ice, I said, when it comes to hockey movies, there's really just Miracle on Ice, Slap Shot, and Mighty Ducks. That's it. Cool Runnings. I love Cool Runnings. I love that movie. I mean, Miracle on Ice is a good movie. Miracle's a good movie. As I said, there's only like 3 good hockey movies. I mean, of course, you have Letterkenny and Shoresy as TV shows, but, you know. But movies itself, I mean, it's Miracle, it's Slapshot, and Mighty Ducks, the first one. That's it. That's all you have. Miracle's a good movie, though. What about Air Bud? Yeah, it's about basketball, but I don't count it. Yeah, but it's a dog playing basketball. That's really all it is about basketball. Is it a cause for concern if Steve Cohen buys the Yankees 10% stake in NYCFC? Yeah, I would say it's a little bit of a cause for concern, but he wouldn't buy the rest of the city off the UAE, the City Football Group. But either way, you know, yeah, we'll take a short break at the half. Bro, the creators of Shoresy and Letterkenny are doing a Ken Johnson sports biopic comedy. Nice. But yeah, I mean, I love Cool Runnings. That's an amazing movie. John Candy is awesome. Canadian, by the way. John Candy is a legend. So, yeah, Cool Runnings is an amazing movie, and John Candy is a legend. So, yes. Step Up. I mean, dance is a sport, but I look at it more as a high school drama. I look at Step Up. I look at dance movies as more like Step Up is a high school drama. LAFC or Toluca, who passes? I mean, I have Toluca going through, but with that being said, we'll see what happens. Maybe LAFC has a better chance than I think. We'll see what happens tomorrow. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight. We will be back. We got 0-1, 0-1. Halftime, medio tiempo. Sit tight, be back. We're back from the stats of the half. Third straight finals doesn't look good for us. Some Oilers all the way, bro. You live in Edmonton. Wow. Yeah, the Oilers just don't seem to have it this year. Ducks look really good, though. They do. Stats of the half, 50% possession to 50% possession. 3 shots to 5. 1 shot on goal to 3. 196 accurate passes to 199. 85% pass accuracy to 85. 7 fouls to 4. 4 corners to 2. 1 shot to 5. 1 shot on goal to 3. 231 passes to 234. Marcel coming on for the half. 85% pass accuracy to 85. Pretty much 50-50 game, but Nashville got their goal and Tigres got their goal and Nashville didn't. My bad. 9 throws to 13. 1 offside to 0. 0 yellow cards to 0. 0 red cards to 0. 0-1. Cero uno medio tiempo. And here comes the second half. Tigres are up 1. And it's not what Nashville needed. Trying to make sure. What made them not invite him? I don't know. I think they just finally saw the light. Don't invite him. Marcelo Flores on for Oziel. Yep, Oziel pulled his hamstring and he got pulled at the half. Hamstring pull and hooked. Was it? Let me see his ranking. Let me see. 6.8. Well, that's not a stinker. Why didn't they invite Marcel Ruiz? Probably because he's injured. I mean, I don't see why. That kind of sucks for him. He came back from an ACL injury just to try to play at the World Cup, and he's not going to play at the World Cup. Probably good for his sake, but 2-0 Edmonton. Why would they invite the Pumas striker? Memote? Because they always have. Like, Memote's always... He's been going to Mexico for... Been in Mexican squads for a while, so, I mean, I'm not surprised he's there as a backup. No surprise, really. That doesn't surprise me at all. 46th minute. I'm surprised Marcel didn't get called up. Shit. I'm surprised Charlie didn't. I'm surprised Marcel didn't, but hasn't been playing that much for Pumas. It's a waste, but he's been the backup for a while. Boston won. And it doesn't surprise me. Playing forward. Nashville needs to at least tie this game. If not, somehow win. Next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern. Toronto FC will be playing their prelim round tie against Atletico Ottawa in the Canadian Championship. We will be live for it. We'll be a double live, actually. I think we're going to go straight from the Toronto game in the same live to the second leg of whatever CONCACAF games being played next week on Tuesday, and then we'll have a double live for it when it's over, Pasternak. So, next Tuesday, the double live, Toronto, Ottawa, CONCACAF, double review. No change, same stream is all I'm saying. When I say double, it's the same stream. Yeah, because Tigres Nashville next week is at 8:30. So 6:30, 8:30, we're just going to go straight into the next. I have to change the jersey, but there will not be a new stream. We'll just do both games in the same stream and then double review in the same video next week. For the Ottawa-Toronto Can Champ and then the Nashville-Tigres second leg. Do you consider High School Musical a sports movie? It's as much of a sports movie / TV show as One Tree Hill is. No. Like, yeah, the main guy plays basketball. It's not a sports movie. It's a high school drama. Rom-com, drama, dramedy, whatever you want to call it. It's not a basketball sports movie. Just like One Tree Hill is not a basketball show. Yeah, the main character plays basketball, but it's a freaking dramedy about high school students that then turn into college students that turn into adults. And the dudes play basketball. It's not a freaking sports movie or show. Movie when we're talking about High School Musical and when we're talking about show. One Tree Hill's not a sports show. It's a romantic dramedy where, yeah, the guys play basketball. I mean, One Tree Hill's a good show. I'm not saying it ain't, but it ain't a sports show. Just like High School Musical is pretty good. It's not a sports movie. I'm not saying either of them suck. I'm just saying they're not sports movies. What about All American? I've never even watched that. 49th minute, so I think that's closer, but I don't know. Draisaitl, 3-0 Oilers. Well, good. Big ol'! Come on! I wish Edmonton would come back and beat the Ducks and then make a run to the Stanley Cup. I want the Oilers to win. Come on. I'm with the Oilers, especially with the Leafs being out. Oilers and Habs. I don't care what some goon has to say about that. And no, shot safe. I did not root for the Ottawa Senators. I rooted for the Ottawa Senators to get their shit rocked. Now, Buffalo and Boston is my hell. Well, I don't know about that. But right now, I mean, considering I hate both Buffalo and Boston, that is my hell. Buffalo Sabres versus Boston Bruins is my hell, but I think I actually want Buffalo to win that. I hate Buffalo just a little bit less than I do Boston, so I want Buffalo to win that round. And then, of course, Montreal to play Buffalo, and then I want Montreal to win that because Buffalo and Toronto is a way bigger rivalry in my lifetime than Toronto-Montreal is in hockey. I don't care what some goon has to say about that. And no, you're right. Part of his argument was you weren't old enough to remember Montreal winning the cup. Yeah, I certainly wasn't. But even then, Toronto-Montreal wasn't that big of a rivalry in the 90s. Toronto-Montreal was not a big rivalry in hockey. My dad wasn't even in my pop's sack the last time the Leafs-Habs was a big rivalry. You goon, weren't even in your dad's sack. Hell, your dad probably wasn't even in your grandpa's sack when the Leafs-Habs was a real rivalry. So stop complaining about it. And Steve, and all besides, Steve Dangle has a second channel where he talks about everything hockey with his podcast, where he is streaming these games. And he's also excited when the Lightning score. It's not like he's just excited when the Habs score. You're making some out of nothing. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, well, of course, Ryan, you're defending Steve Dangle. Look at you. It's obvious who you take inspiration from. Of course you're defending Steve Dangle. Yeah, and I never root for the Montreal football team, but that's the real rivalry, goon! That's the real rivalry in Montreal and Toronto. It's not hockey anymore, it's football. And I would never, ever, ever root for CF Montreal. I'll tell you that right now. Because I know that's the real rivalry. I grew up knowing what hatred is. I grew up knowing what rivalry is. I grew up with Mississippi State, Ole Miss. Yeah, listen to my accent. I was born in Mississippi. The Egg Bowl is hatred. It's either one or the other. And I will never root for Ole Miss a day in my life, just like I'll never root for CF Montreal, because CF Montreal and Toronto FC is very similar to the Egg Bowl. That is real hatred. Habs Leafs has not been hatred since it wasn't even a rivalry when my dad was a kid. Not that he would really know. He didn't even know what hockey was. The last time Habs Leafs was a rivalry was when my grandpa was in his 30s. 20s, 30s. My dad wasn't even alive yet because he was the youngest. And a surprise. So, either way. You always got to... Well, I mean, in hockey, yeah, sure. Football, no. Nope, I wanted America to kill them, and they did. That was before I really hated America. I didn't really start hating America until 2018, until they basically injured all of our players on the way to the final. We won the tie, but we did not win the war. because then Liga MX still won the cup because all of our players got hurt, the ones who were still healthy. They went after our legs. They went after our legs. You know, I mean, '54th minute. Yeah, they went after our legs. So. Ball crossed in. Point is, I know what hatred is. I know what rivalry is. In Montreal, Leafs-Habs is not a rivalry, and it hadn't been my whole damn life. It hasn't been a rivalry since I became a Leafs fan when I was 4. It hasn't been a rivalry since I was born. Toronto-Buffalo's been a rivalry since I was born. Toronto-Ottawa's been a rivalry since I was born. Toronto-Boston certainly has been. I hate Chicago more than I do Montreal when it comes to hockey, because I'm also a Blues fan second. I hate Chicago more than I do Montreal when it comes to hockey. I hate Florida more than I do Montreal. I hate the Florida Panthers. I hate them. Even though they suck this year, I still hate them. Cross in. Header saved. When it comes to hockey, I have no problem with Montreal. The teams that I hate when it comes to hockey, well, I'll take a 3-2 series lead. No. The only thing I was a fan of was Ricardo. Ricardo was the only good thing about that gimmick. With that being said, I mean, the cars were cool, but Alberto Del Rio had negative aura. It's not about, I only started hating him the past, 4 years? When they started basically having nothing called against them and they just mug everybody and they play dirty hockey and hurt people and they don't get called for anything because their assistant general manager is the kid of Colin Campbell, who should never be in the Hall of Fame. Who, need I remind you, Colin Campbell told the referees to stop calling penalties on his son when he played for the Bruins when that rivalry started. And then he became the AGM of the Panthers, and they don't get calls against him or suspensions because Colin Campbell has a freaking line to Gary Bettman and should never be in the Hall of Fame. The Panthers do not get punished for the dirty shit that they do. They're a bunch of fucking scumbags. Like, no, hockey is a tough man's sport, but there's tough and there's dirty. And the Panthers are just dirty rats. Of course, Brad Marchand fits there. Matthew Tkachuk is a rat. Radko Gudas is a fucking rat. And he still is, even with the Ducks, but he's a fucking rat. And he still is with the Ducks because he took out Austin Matthews' knee. He didn't lose that. So, yeah, it was cool to see the Panthers be shit, but they'll just be good next year. Barkov is probably the cleanest player on that team, and he's still done rat shit. I'm glad Tarasenko won turned into a rat when he was there for the first cup. I'm glad they didn't turn him into a rat because I would have hated hating Vladimir Tarasenko. Former Blue, of course. That would have been hurtful to hate Vladimir Tarasenko. Besides, we didn't even play Florida on the way. We lost to Boston, so then they played Boston, so. And Tarasenko wasn't there in the first Florida-Toronto second-round series, so. Oh, yeah, Sam Bennett. He's a fucking rat, too. I'll take the gaslighting. I'll take the gaslighting. 0-1. I'll take the gaslighting. I'll take the Pacharo gaslighting. Colin Campbell should never be in the Hall of Fame. Colin Campbell. Colin Campbell should never be in the Hall of Fame. Colin Campbell. Playing forward. What'd you like about Ricardo Rodriguez? Because he was a good personal ring announcer. That's why. Because Ricardo Rodriguez was the best part of Del Rio's gimmick. Ricardo Rodriguez Rumble entrance, top 5 entrances ever. Yeah. 59th minute. I mean, playing forward, Tigres, shot wide. Alex McWhorter is off for Kassem. Yep. Because he was a wrestler. Like, they didn't just pull him off the street. Like, he was a wrestler in Mexico. Yeah. Yep. Ricardo's a saint, man. I mean, Alberto, on the other hand, he's just a dick. Like, no, I have no love for Alberto. Zero. That dude's just a piece of shit. Point blank, period. I mean, he just got arrested for DV. Allegedly, but come on. I mean, it's not the first time. I mean, that dude has a freaking pattern of behavior longer than the freaking Magna Carta. He probably did that shit, is what I'm saying. Lock him up, throw away the key. Lock him up and throw away the key. We'll all be better off. We'll all be better off. Say, maybe WWE was right for not bringing him back when they bought AAA. Maybe they were right for him to drop the title to Vikingo. Maybe they were right. I was like, because there was a little bit where, you know what, hey, give him another chance, you know. Nope, they were right. 6 months later, in jail for DV. Yeah, lock up Alberto and throw away the key. Header. Alberto Del Rio. Wyatt family came and stole Undertaker. That Hell in a Cell versus Brock versus Undertaker in the cell. Yeah. I liked when Del Rio came out surprised at Hell in a Cell for the Cena Open Challenge and finally beat him. That was such a technical masterclass from Cena and Del Rio. That was a good match. I have to agree. Now, of course, I mean, when Del Rio won, I was let down because I'm a Cena guy. Like, I love John. John's my guy. John's my hero. Always will be. Always will be. That's my guy. And I'm like, Del Rio, really? It kind of felt like a get back for 2013, though, because, you know, John Cena came back 2 weeks before Hell in a Cell. I think they announced it in St. Louis. I was actually there live, sitting by the stage when that Raw came to St. Louis. And I think that was the day they announced Cena was going to face Del Rio at Hell in a Cell, 2 months after he had his elbow injury, his torn tricep, or 3. But he didn't show up, Cena. But they had the picture. That's, I think, when they announced he was going to wrestle in Hell in a Cell for the world title. 2 weeks later, he's in Hell in a Cell and wins the world title right off his return. Which that was a good match too, I thought. Cena and Del Rio did wrestle good matches together, I believed. But I guess there was sort of a give back 2 years later from 2013 when that U.S. Open Challenge match happened. But I also thought the Cena-Sandow match the next night was amazing. The Money in the Bank cash-in, of course, where Cena and Sandow had the match. That was a pretty good match as well. I thought it was better, but either way. I think we're all sad about Kairi Singh. That was such a plot twist. No one saw him beating Cena. Oh, Matt Riddle's never coming back. Velveteen's never coming back. Ryback, he's probably the most likely out of those three to come back, but he's still probably not coming back. Not that he has any problems with WWE, but I just don't think he wants to wrestle again, especially if it's not WWE. And I mean, he's had neck problems in his life, and I think that was part of it, but I think Ryback, there's nothing wrong with him. I just don't think he wants to wrestle. Now, Velveteen and Matt Riddle, they have a lot of problems themselves. Enzo has a better chance of coming back than any of those three. Like, I'm serious. I think Enzo Amore has a better chance of coming back one day than any of those three. Probably a Rumble spot, but, you know, I could see Enzo coming back one day more than any of those three. Because Enzo's sin was being an annoying little bastard and giving them a reason to fire him. He didn't do anything wrong. In the end, he didn't do anything wrong. His sin was being an annoying bastard that gave him a reason to fire him. And then trying to get himself over and get himself back in the company without waiting for time to, you know. See, here's the problem with that. I mean, should he have won the world title that night? Yes. Do I think they knew they were going to unify the titles and they did not want Damien Sandow going into that match with Randy as the champion? Yes. Do I think they could have hot potatoed it back onto Cena at Survivor Series without? It was another Del Rio match. Like in a triple threat match? Yeah, they could have. Do I think it would have mattered if Cena was only champion for a month compared to 2 going into that match? No. Would I have been very disappointed if Cena would have lost on the day? Freaking, 13 years ago? If it did happen that way, yes, I would have. Do I think Sandow should have won the title? Yes. I think that probably would have been the better ending, but I'm glad it didn't happen that way. But they could have easily thrown the title right back on Cena. Like, give Sandow his win. Because, I mean, he overworked Cena's arm with a briefcase. Which, the one briefcase probably hurts more than the metal one. You know? But, I mean, the way they booked it, I mean, Sandow probably should have won that match. And then Cena gets the title back, like, a rematch 2 weeks later. And without being attacked, he wins the rematch, then defends the title against Del Rio. Or it's a triple threat at Survivor Series. They just do the triple threat at Survivor Series. Cena gets the belt back. They do the freaking unification match. I mean, I think, yeah, maybe Sandow. Aguirre on or off for Linez. Ryback tosses Punk and misses the table. You either suck at wrestling or you're stupid. Ryback, I'm sorry. Ryback, sorry, I'm stupid. Yeah. He freaking knocked Punk's hips out of socket, didn't he? Ball crossed in. I guess the final's going to be a Mexican final for CONCACAF Champions League. Shaking my head because Toluca's beating LAFC. Yeah. 69th minute. But no, I think, yeah, Sandow probably should have went over when he cashed in. I'm glad it didn't happen because I would have been sad if it happened in the moment. Cena only having a one-night reign. But, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I think they definitely could have had Sandow winning the belt because, I mean, the way he attacked Cena to cash in probably would have been smarter that Sandow won the belt. They have Cena win it back at Survivor Series and then do the same thing they did anyway. But, you know. What, Sandow's like, what, one of the 3 people to fail a Money in the Bank cash in? Hey, even Theory got to cash in the Money in the Bank, and it worked. He just cashed in on the U.S. title, which that sucks too, but, you know. And I think, yeah, Sandow's the first guy to fail a Money in the Bank cash in without DQ. Like, Cena didn't lose cleanly to Punk. Sandow lost cleanly to Cena the next year. And then, of course, Corbin lost cleanly to Jinder Mahal because John Cena fucked over Corbin. Playing forward. It's funny how John Cena had something to do with all the failed cash-ins. It's funny that he did. Corbin lost cleanly to Jinder, and Cena had a part in that. Cena beat Sandow cleanly, and Cena lost to DQ to Punk. Lost by DQ to Punk. It's funny how he had a part in all of them. Baron Corbin had the push of a lifetime. Well, it had nothing. I mean, I don't think Mahal's WWE title run was that bad. Honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. Like, they did it to get more viewership in India, but I don't think it was that bad. Like, yeah, that was the most crazy push of all time. But I actually have a soft spot for that reign. I'm not going to lie. The Mahal WWE Championship reign, the modern day Maharaja, I have a soft spot for that reign. I don't care. It was fun. I don't care. It was fun. And his theme was a bop. Like, his theme was a banger. Let's be real. I don't know Indian, but that theme was a bop. That theme was awesome that he had when he was world champion. I don't know Indian. I don't know Hindi, but that theme is awesome. Earworm. Do you think Vince buried AJ versus Shinsuke? Yeah, he did. Dude, yeah, of course it could have been better. Have you watched their Wrestle Kingdom match? Of course it could have been better. Yeah, Tigres are going to win this match 1-0 probably. Nashville, you got to go for it. Stop parking the bus. Go for it. Get a goal. You got to tie. I mean, still be down on away goals, but yeah, Nashville seemed lost. They gave up a goal and they got screwed on the offside and they seemed lost. Sounds about right. Playing forward. LAFC, our only hope. Marcelo. Say by Schweg. Yeah, no, yeah, the WrestleMania AJ Nakamura match was bad. Hell, the 2 matches they had after that, when Nakamura as a heel, wasn't much better. Again, watch AJ versus Nakamura's Wrestle Kingdom match before AJ came to WWE. Watch that match. Yeah, it could have been better. Like, I was disappointed because I remember watching that Wrestle Kingdom match between AJ and Shinsuke, and I'm like, of course they're going to have another match just as good as that at WrestleMania. They wouldn't have them have a bad match. I thought Shinsuke would win, too. They had a bad match. They turned Shinsuke heel, and AJ was still the champion. I was very much let down. And I'm like, well, now that Shinsuke's a heel, I'm sure the other two matches will be better because I think they had two more. And they both were better than the Mania match, but still weren't as good as Wrestle Kingdom. So, good luck tomorrow, Cavs and Raptors. I'll be watching the game. We'll see if I'm live for the last couple of minutes of the game, but I'm focusing on the LAFC Toluca game. So, I will be live Friday there will be a Game 6 no matter what. It's just we don't know who's going to be in the lead. But I will be live for Game 6, and if there's a Game 7, I'm sure they're going to play it in the evening, probably. We'll be live for Game 7. I think there'll be enough time for the Formula 1 review as well. So we'll be on Sunday. It looks to me like if there is a Game 7 between the Cavs and Raptors, what I'm going to be live for is Formula 1 in the afternoon and Cavs Raptors in the evening. If there's a Game 7, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll pick a football match to do in the evening. Boneyard match. Boneyard match was better. Yeah. Roman Brock actually was... Wait, no. No, that was a bad... And yeah, the Roman Brock match was what, like 5 minutes? 10 minutes? It seemed to me Brock didn't even... And yeah, Brock still retained the title, but it seems like Brock had to politic to retain the title, and he did the bare minimum. That match was garbage. I'd say WrestleMania 31, Roman Brock was better. I think there have been Roman Brock matches that were better than 34. WrestleMania 34. There have been better ones. WrestleMania 39. WrestleMania 31. Some non-WrestleMania Roman Brock matches. Brock didn't want to... He knew he was winning, and he still didn't want to show up. And then he threw the title right back at Vince. So I don't understand what they were doing there. I guess Vince didn't know Brock was just going to sandbag it. I mean, I feel like that match didn't do The Fiend any favors, really. I mean, it was crazy, but would I say it was great? No. Header. I'm glad it was a cinematic match. It probably would have been worse in the ring. So I'm glad COVID happened. It's more memorable because of how zany it was. I don't think it did Bray any favors. And then, of course, he had to change his gimmick anyway when he came back. So, did it really do him any favors? And that was after he lost the Universal title to Goldberg, which that was just... And I think it's funny. I think Bray challenged Cena to a WrestleMania match before he dropped the title. Man, I was pissed. I was like, oh, John's going to get a world title match at WrestleMania. Super Showdown. Bray gets buried by Goldberg. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Tomorrow, 9:30, Toluca LAFC. Son. At least the final, yes. We'll see what happens for the rest of the games, but at least the final, for sure. 2 subs for Rubens Pashis and Lovitz. I'm reading everybody's comments. Are you kidding me? How we doing, son? Bro, they need to do something now. Mexico's going to be high pressure for Nashville. Gignac is going to pack that stadium because the Mexicans know it could be his last match. Well, they still have a Liguilla tie. Tigres still have a Liguilla tie, and they have a second leg or first or second leg in Mexico. It won't be his last match. He still has the Liguilla. But either way, last CONCACAF match, yeah. Only reason MLS someone goes because of the European stars. I mean, Nashville is still a low-budget team. Like, they've had an amazing run, but let's not forget that Nashville is still not a LAFC or Miami or, well, I mean, you could be a high-budget team and still suck. Toronto! So it doesn't really matter. It matters about the performance, but I think this has been Nashville's worst performance of the whole tournament. I think this was the worst time to have it. I don't think the rain has anything to do with it, but I think the offside goal where they don't understand why it was offside, that definitely ruined their momentum. And then Tigres scored late in the first half, and I think Nashville's been destroyed from there. I think their morale's just not there. So I think I see where the offside came from Reed Baker Whiting, but I think he had the ball before he was either way. You know, I mean, Lovett's on for Nahar. Wubens Pashis is coming on for Nashville. But yeah, Nashville needs a draw, even though they'd still be down on away goals. Madrigal. Because it's going to be hard to win 1-0 in Mexico. It just is. I will say this. Bruins force a game 6. But I think Nashville needs a draw at the very least to have any really good chance of advancing to the final. Because if they go 1-1, if they score an away goal, they'll still win 2-1 on aggregate. It's going to be hard for them to have a clean sheet on the road, especially trying to keep it 1-0 so they go to extra time. So they're going to have, I think a draw makes things easier for them. Now, of course, a 1-1 draw on both ends would still be extra time, but that's easier to get than a 1-0 win on the road and then go to extra time. So 2-1, you get the away goal and hold the clean sheet on the road. If you got a draw here and then you win 1-0, you'd still win 2-1 on aggregate, even though the away goals are equal. So we'll see what happens. It's the end of an era. Yep, era's end, as I said. But then again, damn, Gignac's been playing there for 10 years, and he was like, what, 28 when he got there? I'm surprised it went as long as it did. Nawell on the ball, goes down and covers it. San Jose leading Minnesota at the half in the Open Cup, 1-0. Boom, boom, boom. There are restaurants named after him in Mexico. That's crazy. I'd assume just in Monterrey on the Tigres side, of course. I gotta check that out. I'm not gonna lie. If I'm in Monterrey, I'm gonna have to see that for myself. That's crazy. You know what? I love that though. Like, I'd be so honored if I was so awesome that I got restaurants named after me. And it was just somebody else who did that. It's like, I want to name a restaurant after you. I'd be like, shit, can I be the part owner? I only want a 20% cut. I mean, I'm honored, but can I at least be the part owner and get a 20% cut? $15, you know? I mean, if you're going to use my name, I should be paid, but you don't have to, but I am honored. You don't have to, but it would be nice. If you gave me like a 20% cut, I mean, shit. I'm not suing you. And if you say no, so be it. You could use my name and you ain't going to have to pay me, please, you know. I feel like that's only fair. You're going to use my name, 20% cut is fair, you know. But you don't have to. I won't sue you if you say no. I'm not Donald Trump. I'm not Vince McMahon. You know, I'm not going to. I'm not. Who else? Tacos al Gignac is one of the most famous ones. A French guy's name on a taco shop. That's crazy. 85th minute. Header. Corner for Nashville. Like, I'm honored if you name some after me. I would gladly like to have a 20% cut of the profits, you know. But if you ain't going to do that, you can still use my name. I'm not going to sue you to get my 20% cut. But a 20% cut would be more than fair. Palacios. What if you own your own restaurant? Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. If I ever own my own restaurant, that's a piece of John Garrett, yes. If I own my own restaurant, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Cross in. Canucks announcer on Hockey Night in Canada. Found a compilation of restaurants in Mexico with his name on it. Now well is down. It goes from gourmet just to your regular taco shop. It's so funny. I love Mexican cuisine. I love Mexico. They're the best. I love Mexico. Just the most zany shit sometimes. You know it's passion. You know it's passion. Awesome country. I love Mexico. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool. 88th minute. Gignac is coming on for Tigres. One of his last appearances for the team. Is it his last? We don't know. Is it one of? Probably. For 89th, 88th minute. Oh my God, there's a video of him eating at one. Well, he always wishes he was Mexican. Brunetta. I can understand that. I mean, Gignac has basically said if he wasn't already cap-tied to France, he would have played for Mexico. And his kid might play for Mexico. He said his family feels Mexican. So you know what? That doesn't surprise me at all. He said he might as well be Mexican. And if they ain't playing France, he always roots for them. So it's kind of crazy. He played at the Olympics against Mexico, though, back when it was Tokyo. That was crazy. Definitely watch that game. That was just watched it, no coverage, but that was crazy. I was kind of hoping he'd score in that game. Andre Pierre-Gignac has the most goals in MLS or CONCACAF history against MLS clubs with 10. Who's in second, you might ask? Herculez Gomez, the host of Football Americas. The great Herculez Gomez. Atlante versus Vancouver in the Leagues Cup. Juarez and Tigres. Oh, because they added Atlante to the Leagues Cup. So Atlante just takes Mazatlan's matches. I mean, Nahuel's a shitheel. I mean, we knew that for ages. He's a shithouse. We've known that for ages. Playing forward. He's a shithouse. We've known that for ages. Hey, don't talk about my... When's the next live? Tomorrow. Don't talk about my idol, Herc. I didn't say nothing bad about Herc. I just said he's the second place in most goals against MLS clubs, and he hosts Football Americas. That's all I said. I said the great Herculez Gomez. What about that was shade? I like Herc. What do you mean? That was not shade. What about that was? 5 minutes of stoppage time. What about that was shade? I like Herc. Sebi's the one I don't like. But I do miss Sebi on Football Americas. It's not the same. Like, no shade at Alexis Nunez or Christina Alexander. They're both good hosts, but the show is not the same without Sebi. It's just not the same. I love when Herc dunks on Sebi. I know they made a podcast together. I probably should start listening to that. I'll probably get my fix there. But Alexis and Christina, they're good hosts, but they're not Sebi. Because they actually know football. That's the problem. Sebi doesn't know a damn thing. He's an idiot. He is a blathering idiot. He waffles way too much and then gets dunked on by Herc and probably Ali Moreno. The problem with Alexis and Christina is they actually know ball. That's not Football Americas. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's Herc dunking on a dumbass. Alexis and Christina actually know ball, so that just ruins the vibe. They're good hosts, don't get me wrong, but they're not Sebi. Sebi's an idiot. He's a freaking dumbass who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. The fun of it's him getting dunked on by even Mauricio. But especially Herc. It's not the same with Alexis or Christina who actually know ball. They actually know ball. Crazy game. Very crazy. I'm surprised not as many people told me I should have done that game. I was expecting more comments about it. 92nd minute. Herc's a good player, but was he better than Josie? Hey, they're both TFC legends, though. Herc played for TFC for 6 months, and he scored a goal in the game that got us into the playoffs. He's a TFC legend, too. He'd rather pick the Sounders, but, you know. Herc Gomez is a Toronto FC legend. He scored in the game that got us to our first ever playoffs. He scored before Seba did. And then Seba won us the game. But Herc scored in that game. I know he only played for us for 6 months, but he's a TFC legend. You think I'd shade him? But, yeah. See, Football Americas is different now. Everybody on the panel knows ball. That's not the way it's supposed to be. I guess I do have to listen to that Herc and Sebi podcast to get my fix of Sebi getting dunked on by Herc. Dude don't know shit. It doesn't work the same when you have a host that knows ball. Like Alexis or Christina, they know ball. It's not the same. They're actually good hosts, which makes them bad hosts for that show because they actually know ball. Sebi doesn't know a damn thing. It's out for a goal kick. Honestly, anybody who pulls on our shirt and actually plays well at least once is a legend to me. I mean, that's pretty much exactly how the TFC Legends Friendly is going. I mean, Jason Hernandez is playing again. I mean, yeah, I guess he's more of a legend than Herc, but Jimmy Brennan's playing. He's a real legend. D-Rose playing. D-Rose playing. He's a legend. Seba's playing. He's a legend. Victor's playing. He's a legend. We're going to need to have to call in Herc to play that game, won't we? Because he's got a photographic memory. I'd probably be the association football version of Sean McVay if I was a coach. If the Pirate was called. He's got a freaking photographic memory. I do too, except for every so often the past couple of months. That kind of does scare me. Either way, and it's full time. Tigres beats Nashville 0-1. 0-1. Nashville's got some work cut out for them next week. He wasn't good for us, though. Fetty is a TFC legend, and Insigne is not. I saw that. That was awesome. Good on Buffalo. I mean, they're right next to Canada. Bad place to be for Nashville. I agree. With that being said, you lost at home. They didn't follow their formula. Clean sheet at home, draw on the road. Now you got to win on the road. And that would still only put you in extra time unless you won 2-0. And if you win 2-1, you're still getting eliminated. Wait, no. Then you would still have more away goals, actually. You could win 2-1 and still advance on away goals because you'd have 2 away goals. I'm not good at math. Either way, with that being said, we will review this game within the hour. We'll review the game within the hour. With that being said, if you liked this stream, okay, that was better. There we go, that's better. If you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. With that being said, if you like this stream, San Jose 1-1 Minnesota. Okay, there you go. With that being said, Nashville, not a good place to be. 1-0 deficit. If you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Once subscribe. Send us chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Hit that hype button to get this up in the algorithm. Hit that join button to become a member. Comments on this video. I will see you tomorrow for a live watch along and review of LAFC Toluca at 9:30. We'll review that game once it's over. Of course, we'll put out the review of this game within the hour. I will see you then. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. Tigres, Nashville might have blown it. What a run, but it might just be over. They have another week to play. Let's see. They have a second leg to play next week. Let's see what happens. With that being said, I will see you later. I'm I'm running them out. Peace. See ya. Review within the hour.